Hello, I'm Pam of healingstars.com. Now, this is the chart for Monday, but the time is actually set for the full moon, which is Tuesday, June the 2nd. We're starting the month on a Monday, as it happens, and what's going on this month is very interesting. But let's focus on the week. First of all, we're starting the week, the moon is approaching Saturn. Now, that is normally quite a tense day. It's not easy. However, resistance, Saturn, the moon is being aided by Venus up here in Cancer. And this week, Venus is going to change sign. It's going to go into Leo, the fire sign. Notice all these planets in Gemini. Here's Mercury retrograde, here's the Sun, and here's Mars. Now, there's also a very strong tension with Neptune itself. And Neptune at 9 degrees is going to go retrograde this month, so it holds that degree for a very long time, for weeks on end. So if you have a planet at 9 degrees, you might already be feeling that Neptune effect. The other strong energy this week is, see Pluto down here in Capricorn? Well, here it is making what we call an inconjunct to both Jupiter and Mars. Now, Jupiter and Mars, that's an air sign, Gemini, fire sign, Leo. Air and fire get on very well, as you might imagine, because what does fire need to burn? It needs air. So Mars is aiding Jupiter. Now, this is important because Jupiter can be the planet of purpose, about being of service to others, something that inspires you to go beyond. And that is, I'm going to move to the full moon, where the moon will be when it's full at 15:56. That's set for the UK, British summertime. So the moon in Sagittarius is accenting Jupiter, because Sagittarius is governed by Jupiter. So Jupiter and Uranus, see that these are a lot of trines, a lot of flow of energy happening here. Uranus and Jupiter are forming another trine. It'll be the third one they've done. That's not happening for a couple of weeks, just after the solstice, as it happens, but they're coming into orb. It's a technical expression, but it means they're getting very close. Now, Mercury retrograde, those of you who have been having problems, I have, it goes forward, you'll put it in your diary, on the 11th of June. So we've only got another week and a half until Mercury, the little winged messenger, starts its forward motion once more. The trine, the flow, this strong, strong connection, blue energy is a trine, is to do with the nodes of the moon. Now, the nodes of the moon are to do with eclipses, but they also represent the collective as well. So you can see how we're being aided in some way. To focus, North Node is governed by Venus. Venus is in Cancer, the sign of the moon, but Venus is also moving into Leo. Now you might see this in the sky. I've been looking every night at the journey of Venus. It's an important planet. It is a personal planet. It's the planet of love and relationship. And it's moving closer and closer to Jupiter. Now, this is a really glorious sight. So please look at the night sky and notice Venus setting after the sun, which is an evening star. And to the left, you'll see Jupiter. Coming back, I didn't quite explain the negativity of this inconjunct energy with Pluto. Pluto is about power, collective power. It's an impersonal planet, Pluto. It's very slow. It's to do with Scorpio, but more to the point, Mars is Scorpio's planet. Mars and Jupiter, as I said, are in a very good relationship. That means Mars gives us the energy, the impetus to move forward into something we really want to do, our true purpose in life. That's Jupiter in Leo, where we can shine, where we really give our gift with enthusiasm, the love of life. Pluto can make it difficult in the sense of inadequacy, I would call that, a sense of who am I to be that powerful? But letting go, it's a letting go aspect. So letting go of belief systems, all that Gemini is all about our thoughts that buzz around, and things we pick up from other people, how influenced we may be by what people say. I recognize that. What other people say to you is your ego talking to you. So do you listen to that, or do you listen to your higher mind? And that's more about Jupiter. And Jupiter, making a positive aspect to Uranus, is increasing the ability for us to download amazing, wonderful, joyful inspiration that comes out of the ether. That's kind of Uranus connection. Moving on through the week, you can start to see this is actually quite an easy week. We have a lot of trines occurring in the sky. We have, I take it, the moon's here, the moon moves fast, so the moon will create a tense energy on Wednesday with Chiron. You might hear my voice. I've been experiencing loss of voice. Chiron in my chart is being touched upon by Neptune, difficult way. Here we're getting a problem because the moon's joining Pluto on Thursday. But this is a temporary day. Think about temporary things. Notice also Saturn. Saturn is moving retrograde. Saturn is about to go back into Scorpio, late degrees of Scorpio. That'll happen next week on the 15th. You might want to put that down in your diary. But here, I want to move forward to Saturday. Wow, what an amazing day. Look at all these beautiful trines happening. Venus here, trining that Saturn. Commit to what you love. Really manifest it. Put the effort in. Saturn is the planet to do with time. Lord of karma. It can be negative, but it actually is a planet that can bring great wisdom. I'd like to talk more about that at a different date. However, the moon temporarily on Saturday, wonderful connection to Mercury. Brilliant, really, really nice. I love it. And also, what else is going on? The nodes of the moon. You see how important the nodes of the moon are at the moment. Again, there's a lot of good energy to do with communication this week. Sunday, still more trine, still more flow. It could be a really positive week for most of us. If you recognize this, there's a tension as Mercury is moving back towards Saturn, but it won't get there. It won't make that exact opposition. I'd rather focus on the positive and see Venus giving us the beauty, the love, the relationship, and the real bonus, the treat of the sky, the stars, when Venus and Jupiter join. That'll be in July, but that's another story for another week. Have a great week. I feel there's a lot of possibility this week for a lot of healing and a lot of inspiration. Healing Stars. Please subscribe. I give free webinars. If you haven't caught it already, I have one on Mercury retrograde. A lot of people enjoyed it. So check out my website, healingstars.com, and thank you for watching.